What kind of coffee do you like?
It's called Baba coffee.
So what do you like in your Baba coffee? Like what do you take? Cream, sugar?
Whatever
Caramel.
Baba's feeling that day.
Hey guys, so welcome back to our channel. This is our second segment, part 2. Last time we had a few questions you guys asked us. This time we asked each other questions. I'm here with Reeds. I'm here with Shibu and Salman. So we're gonna ask our own personal questions to each other and then have a discussion about it.
Oh, we are.
Yes. And I have peppermint tea in front of me.
Yeah, and I have some coffee beans in front of me, and he has
Coffee.
What kind of coffee do you like?
It's called Baba coffee.
So what do you like in your Baba coffee? Like what do you take? Cream, sugar?
Whatever
Caramel.
Baba's feeling that day.
Who's Baba?
Yeah, who's Baba?
I'm Baba.
Mango lassi Baba.
I'll pull everybody's Instagram down below. He should have said what?
You should have said mango lassi.
No.
Promo.
You should have said mango lassi in there.
I should have.
You should have.
Anyways.
Next show.
Did we
All
say
right.
Salman?
Yeah.
we did say
I don't want nothing. That's why.
You was. Alright. So let's get to it. Who would like to ask their question first?
I think.
Ladies first.
Oh, okay. Let's girl guy.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay, mine. Like I said, I'll just go first. This is kind of like a, I don't know, easy. I guess it seems like it's easy, but do you guys think there is a right or wrong, and there's no gray area in life? Like it's either you do right or you do wrong in a situation. So it's like yes or no. There's no but, and or like because I know each situation will vary, but then at the same time, if you think about all situations have a right or no. Right? All situations have it. It's either this or it's either that. Now, do you think there's not, instead of A, B, do you think there's a C, D, E, and F situation?
Whew.
Woof!
Like we said earlier, I believe there's always a gray area, but everybody doesn't want to acknowledge it or doesn't want to.
But sometimes, so like,
It's difficult. It's very difficult.
It's very different because you have to approach it ethically, morally. You have to approach it
from your perspective.
From your perspective, how it applies to yourself, and how it applies to others.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say necessarily there's a yes and a no.
Yeah, there are some gray areas, and some of them say no. It's just simple. You guys make it complicated, make excuses for your actions by making these gray areas. They say. Now,
what are these gray areas?
Exactly.
Gray areas meaning as in when you say like, well,
no, I know what gray
but,
yeah.
like, but, and then you say like how you kind of make an excuse sometime, or like, you put an understanding and like, oh, well, this kind of had happened, so I'll let it, like, it's okay, it wasn't a yes, it wasn't a no, it was like a but.
I'm saying morally, it depends on their morals.
Right, how they were raised, kind of, too.
Right, everything.
Exactly.
So,
but most people, even if they were raised differently, you just kind of have that gut where something's right and something's wrong. Most people. Obviously, some people have...
It depends, though, like on
the way
what level you're looking at.
Yeah,
because
talking about...
if you're looking at murder...
No,
like most
exactly.
People, most people will be like, okay, no, murder's wrong, right? But then when you look at something like stealing...
I'm not talking to that extent. I'm talking about just like general.
Who says stealing is cool?
No, but he's talking about...
But it's like, it's wrong, right? It's literally wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens when you're poor and you can't afford your meal and you have to, you're stealing for your family?
Yeah, and...
That's the gray area.
So that's the gray area that applies. Ethically, we shouldn't.
Right.
Morally,
job. There's a solution to why you're stealing. You can go get a job. You can go start your life again. So there's a yes or no, but you choose to make this gray area as an excuse for the way you act.
But again, that depends on
there's
too many. It's very circumstantial.
But my question is, do you think that as our generation, we've kind of made it more of, we kind of choose that gray area more than yes or no?
No,
I don't think it's I don't think it's just based on our generation. I think it's
like the next ones to come too.
Everybody.
It's just human nature.
It's human from before and now.
Because how like
that.
I'm just trying to say
it's not as much influence because we do have social media and everything.
Yeah,
but I still believe there was still a lot of.
Yeah. So my question is it okay to always have, there's not only an A and B situation, there's C, D, and E.
No, so there's the question you put in always. It's not
always.
Never
everything is circumstantial. Like you said, for example, like if a guy likes a girl or a girl likes a guy, but they're trying to figure out if they should be together. Why would you string someone along if you know that they're not going to be, you're not going to be?
But it happens so much.
It happens, but there should be no gray area in that. It should be either, okay, you have to make that decision
Yeah,
because
yeah,
someone
that's
else
true.
is at stake right now, right?
Right.
So,
That's why it comes back to you
But
knowing you.
okay, let me play devil's advocate.
Mhm.
So the person you said, the girl or the guy is stringing her along.
both,
Either
either way.
Either way.
Either way.
Whoever's stringing them along, what if they have to string them along because
They're put in a situation.
they're putting in a situation where they have to keep their options open?
Why would you keep?
That's being manipulative.
Yeah, that's being manipulative.
Yeah.
How so?
That's based on a lie also.
Because you
You're
want to keep
keeping
your options
open, but this
Right.
person thinks you're being loyal to them unless
Yeah.
you tell them.
Unless
Oh no,
yeah.
unless you tell them. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh, if
Oh.
it's an open communication,
Oh,
then
then yeah. I feel like lying is. There should never.
But
Lying
that's
is
where the
always
problem is.
wrong.
Right.
But this is what the
Right?
problem
No,
is.
lying isn't always wrong. That's one of the
It's not?
that's gray areas. Lying is.
When would lying be appropriate?
That's what. Yeah, that's
when
the
a
gray
parent
area where
is
is the
lying
line
to their
okay.
children to keep them safe. Keep them
wrong.
How?
Because you're sheltering them.
Yeah, you should tell
From
them.
the
Thing that's
You know?
necessary might not be right.
I get what you're
That
saying
depends on
too.
where
Yeah.
you're looking at it.
I
Yeah,
get
of
what
course.
you're
That's
saying.
the gray area we're talking
There's
about.
necessary evils in
Yeah,
life.
so that's what I'm
So-
saying. In my personal view, I think gray area always existed, obviously, in any generation. But I do feel like I think mental illness is on the rise. People don't know themselves that
People
well.
been
I think
I
it's
don't,
always been the
it's
same.
always been like that.
I think it's just
It's
people
just
are not
more-
speaking out about it.
Right.
more-
I didn't know, but I just
we're
feel
more
like
open about
I feel
it
like
now.
most people have an issue, right? That we're all dealing with an
Yeah.
issue.
If you're
But-
honest with yourself.
Yeah, and we all have issues, and I just feel like that there is always a gray area, and no matter what generation we were in.
Yeah.
But I saw part of me sometimes feels like we don't install that like to each other, like, hey, you know, it's yes or no. Like we should tell each other. Stop worrying about like sometimes all these like you're thinking of A, B, C, D, and E, but it actually comes down to it's A or B.
Right.
So I think
Is undecided.
it's just for everybody.
In a broad
I just
situation,
wanted to kind of
it's
talk
very
about it.
hard. You have to, like
Yeah,
you're saying.
you have to
Yeah,
specify
it's a situation.
exactly like
But
the
to
situation.
But
answer
in
your
general,
question
like,
as best as possible is there is no absolute.
Yeah.
Honestly, there is no
There's no answer to this, really. I wasn't trying to get an answer. I'm just trying to spark
Yeah.
people's
Right.
brains to think, like,
Yeah.
is there a yes or no? Is there a gray area? You know, like, how many times do you think of this gray area in your life? Do you do it a lot? Or do you not? Are you somebody who's like, yep, I know this is right, I'm going to do this? It just shows about you, you know?
That's
it's a
a good
reflection
way
of you.
to ask them what are their gray areas.
Yes,
about.
that's what I'm
You guys
saying.
can comment below
think
if you
about
guys
it.
have any gray areas.
And-
Like comment below.
Like, tell
Let
us, are you
know.
a person that draws to the gray area? Or are you somebody who's like, oh, I usually know what
Straight
I want?
yes or no?
Yeah, yes or no.
What's your question?
So my question was, when a female makes an inappropriate decision when she's emotional, is it justified?
So when she's super emotional and she's talking from her emotions,
Okay.
is it?
And it could be a female or a male.
Yeah.
Yeah, men can be really emotional.
So, if someone says something out of anger,
Basically,
Anger,
Is it-
sadness,
Sadness.
Choices,
jealousy,
choices
Yeah.
you make.
love.
I don't think it should be excused.
oh,
Is that what you're asking? Should it be excused?
Is it
It's
justified?
a justified.
Justified.
I mean,
Because
of course,
that's-
that's a vague question, but you know, if you do it specifically, it's gonna be yes or no.
Say I get upset with you and I start yelling at you,
Right.
and I'm
Okay.
coming from a
Like a
painful.
relationship thing.
I come from a painful place.
Okay.
Now you're gonna contemplate: do I forgive her? What are you gonna contemplate?
Are you? Is it?
Are you gonna take that
No,
and lash it out
yeah,
on
am I
him for
thinking-
whatever you're going through? Are you gonna lash it out on him? Is that
No. My thinking
Yeah,
would
that's
be.
what I want to know.
My thinking with it is because she's angry. Is it okay for her to come at
So
me?
It's something
specifically
lashing out on
anger.
you.
It's something-
Okay.
Or sadness? What if I'm
No,
crying?
okay, if you're crying and then
That's
you
not-
come
Yeah.
to me and cry.
Yeah. What if I'm sad?
I did that the other day.
Yeah. What if you're sad and a person
No,
comes
crying.
to you?
That's not.
So
That's
this is
that's a
specifically-
No.
That's
So like, let me. It happened the other day.
Okay, so go
I
for
had
it.
a breakdown and I was like yelling at him, and then 2 minutes later I just started crying,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Are you crying?" I was like, "I can't help it."
But okay. Forget the crying, but that 2 minute of yelling and
Yeah.
screaming at him. Is that just? That's what I'm saying. Is that justified? Like, what did
Did
he,
you feel like it was justified?
Did he do?
No, it's crazy because
Okay.
like it's crazy when you talk about.
Did you do anything
No.
for her to attack you, or did he?
Or did
do it?
I?
Yeah, maybe.
I was just
She
holding on to a lot of emotions.
Yeah, so she had a lot of suppressed feelings.
That's-
and he
Because
may-
I tend to get a little passive aggressive.
So he may
Oh,
have done something to just switch that, like.
Oh, I was
she
trolling her
just-
the
that was
whole
it.
day.
So
I was pissing
you was
her off.
egging it.
So yeah, so
you was egging it on. So it kind of
you switched your button, you aggravated her, and she just went
A
off.
reaction come as a reaction.
So was that justified? Like,
Yeah. So,
so you answered.
But
your
he
own
meant some. He
But
meant
it-
some- make it
it's-
specific.
Yeah,
So it's crazy
in a
'cause, like-
relationship,
'cause, like,
it's
we
mostly
look-
friendships.
it's
or
like the
relationships.
person views an emotion as a different perspective. So if a person is
Yeah.
feeling sadness and you come in action when you're sad, me as a person, I'll take that different if you act angry and do something
That's
to me,
most
right?
people though, right? If you come in angry, they're like you change up like, wait, why you angry? Why you letting it on me?
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
I think it all depends on the situation why they're coming angry at you.
So I guess my question would
Yeah.
be, which emotions would be appropriate for us to accept more than the others?
The only part that this is where I play like kind of like a devil's advocate is like sometimes when people cry, they're crying because they're actually maliciously trying to get something out of the person.
That's one view.
So sometimes people cry just to act like they're crying to get something.
That's most moms.
Yeah, I guess moms.
That's manipulative nature.
Yeah.
It's natural.
Even
That's like brown moms.
I mean, we're all brown.
Yeah, so
I don't know
there's there's that instance of
My
people.
mom's gay yelled at.
there's that instance of people that are crying that some people can't see that somebody's like, you know, kind of faking it. But then yeah, I think if somebody comes up to you and they're genuinely crying and they're upset for a reason, I think in that case I'm more empathetic of a person. If you ask real much, I'll tell you I'm very empathetic. So I would probably like justify like, oh, it's okay. And
So even if they're sad, angry, jealous, what if they're jealous of you?
Sadly, I'm this type of person that even if you're angry and you come at me, I will actually do what I can to calm you down, so I don't retaliate.
But, okay, how long does that last?
A long time.
She
continue to take
I could've
people's
told you
shit
that.
for like long.
That's not healthy.
It's not. It's not. It
So-
made me the way that I am now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a person, your own pad. But I'm
Yeah.
saying, like, say somebody's listening. How long can you take
You
that?
can't. You don't take it too long.
Some people can't. I
I
can't.
think it's justified if it happens just once or twice, because you have
You
to
don't
build
wanna
that
trend.
Once
communication.
or twice.
The-
What
like
emotion?
Any emotion. But this is what, if it's a repetitive nature,
Yeah.
then it's a toxic nature.
It becomes a habit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it becomes a habit. But if it's something like
Yeah, you
once
have to
or
identify
twice that
that.
it happens,
What if they're not aware of it?
yeah, that's what I'm
There's
saying.
a lot of
You build
people
that
that are not aware of
communication.
it. Yeah.
Once you build that communication,
I have
and
been
it
that
still
person that the
happens,
person wasn't aware of it, and I have to keep trying to voice to them like, you are doing this to
Yeah.
me, but you're using me as like a punching bag.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, but
that's what I'm
hello,
saying. No one should be
handle
a punching
yourself.
bag for anybody, right? But if it happens, because it's in our nature to feel all these emotions.
Yeah,
And sometimes some people aren't consciously aware of these
Yeah,
emotions.
they just don't.
Like,
They're just so
I don't know I'm
emotional.
hoarding these emotions, right? Like let's say the other day,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm hoarding these emotions. But if you talk to me once or twice about this, and then you discuss to me that you're not liking how this is going, or you express your feelings to me about how I'm reacting, and I continue to act this way, then you become my punching bag, and I'm being toxic at this point. Like now you have to.
So
cut
in
me
that
off.
situation, a bond is already established between person A and person B, right?
Yeah.
But what kind of bond needs to be established
I
for
think-
that?
I
for
think-
that?
I think
For
it's
that
that
to happen-
communication.
yeah,
That
communication
communication
is
is
the thing.
key.
But he's
Like,
asking-
No, but what? Like, is it a brother, sister, girlfriend,
any.
wife?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter
It's
if
the
it's
same with-
siblings,
yeah, siblings,
spouse,
spouse, it's the
parents.
same, I feel
They'll
like.
still be. That's what I'm
What
saying.
if
Like,
neither of them had that communication skills to express themselves?
that's what I'm saying. So
Then-
it needs to be
they're in
taught
limbo.
somehow.
But hold on, let me switch
Somebody
it
will
up.
always outgrow. I
What
feel
if
like.
what if
Somebody
you
will always be like,
what if you have that like a bond and person A tells person B like you're doing this, but person B keeps doing it because they don't respect that bond. Like,
Ooh.
Yeah, so,
So what kind of
person A is
bond?
being used basically.
So
you're
person
saying.
A needs to
but
cut
like
that.
person
yeah,
B is gonna be like, I don't view you enough in that way to change what I'm doing.
Then
Like,
they don't find you worthy enough.
and then that point, just cut them off.
There's no respect. I don't know if, but what if
It's hard to cut people off that you
Pitch
care
off.
about for sure, but you have to think about yourself. You have to think about yourself.
Ultimately, it comes down to like
You.
the communication and
Yeah,
how
and
much you want to deal with, right?
Like I said, my handling of things is different than your guys' way
Yeah.
of handling things.
So like,
Mhm.
if you get
Way
angry with
different.
me, like because like we have a brother-sister relationship,
Yeah.
and if you get angry with me once in a while, I'll be like, "Yo, what's up?" Right? And I'll justify it every now and then because you don't always get angry.
Yeah, you're not like
So
somebody.
that's okay. But if you
I was justified.
not always, every now and then, but once you build that communication with someone and it comes a repetitive nature, then
You gotta.
gotta.
That's when you gotta cut them off.